Hello, and welcome to the Lazaretto Film Challenge screening presented by Women of Color Filmmakers. Women of Color Filmmakers, or as we like to say, WOCF, is a group of women of color who are storytellers, writers, directors, producers, cinematographers, and more. We encourage the exchange of ideas, networking, and skills building. We support each other with our projects from inception to production to premiere. We provide a collective of skills through our classes, workshops, and inspiring guest speakers that encourage our members as they strive to achieve their ultimate goals in the entertainment industry. If you are interested in learning more about our organization, or if you are an awesome female filmmaker, visit our website at womenofcolorfilmmakers.com. Hollywood is looking for dynamic women in front and behind the camera. We are the tribe that will help you cheer you on so you can reach the stars. Welcome.
With Women of Color Filmmakers has been a big experience of growth. When I first came, I did not have a website. I was not working for myself as a freelance screenwriter. And with the support of the women and Londi, I started my own website, came up with prices.
From the amazing speakers that we've had, I even actually ended up taking a workshop from one of the speakers that we had, and the way it grew me as an artist, and the people that I met as an offspring of that, it was just amazing, something I would have never have thought.
We all come together with our ideas, our projects. We collaborate, we network, we help each other out.
I think it actually set the tone of what support is supposed to look like when it comes to women of color in this industry.
You can tell right away whenever you join a group the quality of the group, and just like within the first few minutes I was like, cool, like these are my people.
This group has been a really supportive place to be, and a cool place to share about projects as they're growing and developing. And I've also just felt really touched and supported by members of the group coming out to the screening of my comedy series at a festival. When they came out of the audience at the end, it really melted my heart. I couldn't believe it.
What Londi has created here is a space where we could come together and be comfortable to learn, share our experiences, screen our projects, speak with panels, and be introduced to things that we didn't know.
It's like a sisterhood, and I love the sisterhood. I love that we can come together and collaborate and brainstorm on the ideas for each other. And Londi brings in these amazing guests who's equipping us with the skills and the knowledge that we need to go out here and make it, and make our own projects and to just be successful in the entertainment business. And I love that.
It was a breath of fresh air to me to see so many women of color filmmakers be so passionate about what they're doing, because I'm pretty passionate about what I do.
It's a confidence builder to be here and to be able to go out into the industry to prove that we can do it as well.
To have a place while I'm finding my footing as a mom, but also to maintain myself as a professional and to be among women who are really supportive of both parts of my journey has been a wonderful experience.
Now I have a website, zaymariewrites.com, and I was able to come up with the prices and the contract thanks to Londi sharing her template with me. And it is October 2019, and I've had maybe 4 clients that paid me the rate that I asked. Since then, whereas before I wasn't as confident about setting prices or understanding where my skill set was.
Probably though the most impactful thing is just the group of cool, talented, amazingly talented women that inspires me as I start this filmmaking journey. They're at so many different levels and facets, but we all come together to grow and learn, and I'm just often left like just inspired, encouraged, and motivated.
I'm just always in awe to see how they're working together, how they're, producing projects. It really does warm my heart. I always tease them and say, I can't wait till you guys are walking across that stage to get that Oscar, because I'll be like, yes, that's my girls. And I seriously mean it. I am so proud of all of them. And every time I hear one of them entered a competition and got to the next level, or they're collaborating, I can't tell you how it warms my heart. And I just hope as we go forward that we're able to grow and expand and offer more classes and workshops and hopefully grants to help them get those projects finished. I just want to see all these ladies do well, and I am honored to be the person who is helping facilitate all this awesome stuff that's coming out of this group. So I thank you guys for being here, and I appreciate all you awesome women of color filmmakers.
The Lazaretto Film Challenge was launched shortly after the world got sick and shut down. Like many, we as filmmakers struggled with overcoming fear and isolation, but instead of letting that fear fester, we decided to make art. Each filmmaker had to write a script based on the word Lazaretto, which loosely means a place or building set aside for quarantine purposes. Each of the filmmakers could make something any genre and shot on any type of camera or device, but any actor outside of the filmmaker's family had to be shot in their own homes in proper isolation, and the actors got to be directed by Zoom and technology in the comfort of their own homes. The point of this challenge wasn't just to take our minds off of the quarantine, but to challenge ourselves as artists and to push ourselves as filmmakers outside of the comfort of having a crew in the ways that we're used to making films. So now we are excited to share the films tonight from both first-time directors and from filmmakers who've been indie artists for quite some time. Each of the amazing, talented women who answered the call of the Lazaretto Film Challenge we honor tonight. And I am so excited and honored to introduce our fearless, amazing WOCF director, Landy Maduro.
Hello, and thank you so much for joining us tonight on this hot summer night. We really appreciate you taking time out of your evening to support these awesome female filmmakers who took the challenge to create films during quarantine, which is not easy during normal circumstances, let me tell you. So before we get started, we want to give a quick shout out to our sponsor, Inverse Pro Audio, for all your audio-visual needs, and who is making this virtual live broadcast possible. They offer equipment rental, backlines, LED lighting, and when they partner with our other sponsor, Blue Child Entertainment, my company, we do virtual live broadcasting and hybrid broadcasting, which is video and live in-person broadcasting. So, although all the films tonight are pretty much all age friendly, there are a few that may be a little more on the PG side with adult content and adult language, so viewer discretion is advised. I hope you have your popcorn and your favorite libation as we screen 6 films from these awesome female filmmakers. Now, after each film, we will take a few moments to talk to them, so you will be able to ask them questions real time in the comment section of our YouTube page. So without further ado, let's dive into the first film. Classrooms empty, parks covered in caution tape. 6-year-old Symphony was quickly torn from life as she knew it and awoke to her new virtual reality. Our first film of the evening is Absent, written and directed by Ariana Angelique. Enjoy the movie.
This is a picture from my teacher. It has all my favorite colors and glitter too. I'm so excited to give it to her at school next week.
The president has just announced that this is a global pandemic. The worst is yet to come.
This is my teacher, Miss Love. We talk on Zoom every day now. I miss school. I miss my friends.
The governor of California has announced that all beaches and state parks are officially closed until further notice. Stay safe out there.
I can't even go to the park anymore. I never get to go anywhere. That's my best friend, Selah. We talk on FaceTime a lot now. I feel sad when I have to say goodbye. I just want things to go back to the way they used to be. Mommy, is the world ending? Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright. Round yon virgin, mother and child, holy infant, so tender and mild, sleep in heavenly peace, sleep in heavenly peace.
Ariana Angelique is a content creator, writer, and director, most known for her Black Lives Matter project, Am I Next?, endorsed by actress Whoopi Goldberg. Born and raised in Santa Barbara, California, she started performing as a musical theater actress at the age of 7. She performed all the way through junior high and high school and graduated from the American Musical and Dramatic Academy in New York. That is a mouthful, and that's pretty awesome, if I do say so myself. She has always had a passion for creating content for children's film and television. Her goal has always been to bring more diversity to both on and off the screen and tell stories through children's eyes, which I think she did a very good job of tonight. Now, if you have any questions for Ariana, now is the time to type them into the chat as we are getting ready to talk to her and the cute little Symphony King, which I think is very awesome. Also, I do want to acknowledge that it took a lot for these filmmakers to make these films tonight because they were faced with limited gear, a lot of them having to use their phones or whatever they had, and they didn't have the ability to rely on a crew. So, some of them couldn't be in the same room with their talent as they were directing them. So I'm really excited to kind of dive in and talk to them about how that process worked for them and how they were able to achieve it to create these awesome films that they did tonight. So without further ado, please welcome to the virtual stage, Ariana Angelique and the star of her movie, Symphony King.
Hi.
Hi, how are you guys doing?
Good, how are you?
Really good.
Thanks for having us.
Yes, congratulations. What a great job you did. You should be very proud, especially you, Symphony.
Thank you. She's so great. I knew instantly I wanted to cast her. So
you have She has a beautiful singing voice.
Thank you.
Yes.
So my first question is for you, Ariana. Now, is this the first film that you directed, or had you directed previously, or what?
My directorial debut. Yeah, I've never done anything. I've never shot anything. I've always, like I said in my bio, I've always had an interest in creating for children's film and TV. But this is the first time I have ever shot, directed, or been on the other side of the table. So it was definitely a challenge, but it was such an awesome experience. And I learned so much in the short amount of time. So.
And what a way to break in by not being able to actually be in the same room with the talent. Like, what was that like for you?
I mean, I knew I wanted to cast Symphony. I knew she was a professional. I actually met her last year from Instagram, and we met up with her mom, and she was just so, she had so much charisma. And I just knew when I casted this, I knew that she'd be able to get the job done. So with the help of her mother, thank you, Christina, we were able to, via Zoom and via email, sort of go back and forth and do notes. And she would send me clips, and we go back and change the angles. And it was just really worked out pretty well. It was pretty smooth.
Awesome.
I think that has a lot to do with Symphony and her natural talent.
Right. I agree. Yeah. So Symphony, now is this your first time being in a movie, or have you acted before?
This is my first time.
Wow. And what was it like to have your mommy be your cameraman?
He was awesome.
That's good. I feel like mommy must be standing to the side. But you're a good girl to say that. And you have a beautiful singing voice.
Thank you.
All right, so let's see if we have a few questions from the audience.
Great.
Let's see here. So the first question, the young actress was such a joy to watch. What made you decide to have no dialogue?
I think for me, I think the silence, I don't know, I just thought of a pandemic, and I thought the silence of the world, and so I thought maybe it would be cool to have her speaking over what we're seeing. I don't know, I just thought that that was more powerful for this particular challenge.
Right. And I love your choice too of kind of doing the a cappella.
Right.
What made you want to do that? Because it almost had it was beautiful, but it also almost had a haunting feeling to it.
Yeah, it was a little, when we finished the editing, it was a little bit eerie. And I think for me, my background as a singer, I naturally wanted to put in all kinds of music and things. But I think for this particular challenge, I wanted to hear her voice. And I think that a cappella, again, kept it eerie and kept it, that sort of pandemic feeling. So I think that's why I went that way. It was hard, but I decided to make that decision.
Well, you did an excellent job, especially with having a limited gear and limited contact with your talent. Excellent, excellent job. And excellent job, Symphony. You were awesome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So, Ariana, we will see you back shortly because I know you directed another film we're going to see tonight. Thank you so much for joining us.
Absolutely. Thanks for having us.
All right. So, moving on to our next movie, A Dog Struggles Through the Sickness of His Owner. Best Friend Blues, written and directed by Charmaine Johnson. Enjoy the movie.
For the last few weeks, things have been different. I've gone on a lot less walks, but that's okay because I haven't really felt like it. It's been days since I've seen Riley, and I was afraid I never would. It seemed like Riley would never be the same. But then Riley seemed back to normal. My Riley is back. I guess nothing lasts forever.
After graduating from Arts High School, Charmaine Johnson received her bachelor's degree in communications, specializing in film and video from Florida Atlantic University in 2005. She went on to receive a master's degree in creative writing and screenwriting. Originally from Miami, Florida, she is now relocated to Los Angeles. Yeah, that's how I know her, where she teaches film. Charmaine is a recipient of the California Film Awards, a finalist in the Urban World Teleplay Competition. If I could speak, let me get that straight because we don't want to mess up credits. Let's try that again. Charmaine is a recipient of the California Film Awards, finalist in the Urban World Teleplay Competition, and finalist in the BET Wrap It Up Screenplay Competition. She has received an official selection for the Peachtree Village International Film Festival, and official selection for the Ohio Independent Screenplay Awards. If you have any questions for Charmaine, please type them in the chat now. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the virtual stage, Charmaine Johnson and actress Ayanna Dunbar. Hey guys, welcome.
Hey.
Okay, so my first question is, where's Charlie? Why is Charlie? I mean, Charlie is really the star of this movie. There he is.
There he is. He's like, what are you doing?
Now, was he a diva actor or was he a good actor? How was it working with Charlie?
He was patient up until a point. So like a lot of the retakes, he was kind of a diva. Like he started keeping out like maybe like halfway through the shoot day. He was not, but he was in the beginning. He was pretty natural. He was all right. He's like, all right, I'll do this for you guys. I'll make it happen. Then after a while, I was like, it's just too much. What do you want to do?
He was over it, huh? So what made you, Charmaine, want to write a story from Charlie's perspective? It's kind of a different take, especially during quarantine where that could be a little more of a challenge. What kind of gave you that inspiration?
I've always liked things, and just and my daughter as well has always liked things. My other daughter has always liked pet movies. Where they kind of like, there's always a little voice and we'll watch that a lot. So we were like, I didn't really want to like, I figured why not work with what we have. So, we have Charlie, we have, Ayanna's been acting for a while. Anaya, my other daughters used to being on set, as well as my wife. So we were like, let's just make this a family affair and just have Charlie star because, he's always trying to get into some other production that we're doing. We're always like, get away.
I bet.
So we're like, okay, we'll make you the star this time.
So Ayanna, what was it like to be a supporting actress to Charlie and to have your mom be your director? What was that like for you?
To get him to like do some stuff, like if he had to like lay down somewhere, stuff like that, we put treats so he feels that way. a little greedy because he want you to bring the treats to him.
That is funny. And what was it like to have your mom be your director? You like, look, I think because you're sitting right there. Oh, you have to talk later off camera. We'll pretend like she can't hear, and you can tell me what you really think later. Okay. Now, have you acted before, Ayana?
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you been in other movies that your mom did?
Mhm.
A lot. Okay, so this was nothing for you. This is like, oh, just another day at the office, huh?
Yeah. It started when she was 4, so doing things on and off. So it was just a natural to have her do it.
So, Charmaine, for you, like you are part of what I like to call you guys the dynamic duo, 1025 Productions, and your filmmaking partner, Tay Daz, will be seeing a movie from her later tonight. But what was it like? I know you guys are used to having the bigger productions and the high end red cams and all that good stuff. So to kind of have to scale down to shoot a movie for quarantine and not have your the other half of your dynamic duo, what was that like for you?
It was weird because, I mean, for me, I've been on the directing side and the producing side and the writing side for so long that when it came to like DPing my own productions, I haven't done that in a while because it made me feel like, yeah, I'm very reliant when it comes to Tay on that kind of stuff. So there were certain things where it's like, I wish I had lit it better, or Tay was here to help light that. But it was just kind of like going back to square one for me and like going through all of those other years that I had done that before, but just going back to that. I'm like, I've done this before, I can do that. But yeah, when you do have a bigger production, there are, things are more spread out in terms of responsibilities. And so we've just been working in that kind of like realm for so long. We'll still wear multiple hats, but she has her strengths and I have mine. And so we're so used to that, so this time around, it was just like a free for all. I could, pretty much did everything. But it was fine. It was good because I wanted to have that hat on. I wanted to be able to, do light my own stuff just for a little bit, just to kind of see if I could still do it.
Right. Yeah. Definitely. So one of the questions from the audience was, how did you get Charlie to behave? Like, how did you get him to act, basically?
Treats, yeah.
Treats. That'll do it for pets, actors, and crew. Everyone will behave when there's treats and craft services.
Yeah. Yeah. But after a while, the treats wasn't it. It was just like, here, just stay there. Just stay there.
I hear you. Well, thank you so much for sharing your movie with us this evening. We greatly appreciate you guys. Thank you, Ayana. You were awesome. And thank you, Charlie. You were a dynamic actor. All right.
Thank you for having us.
No problem. No problem.
Charlie says thank you too.
Oh, he does. You guys have a great evening.
Okay. You too.
Our next movie is a woman becomes ill with a virus and is forced to self-isolate alone in her apartment. Hotbox, written by Xavier Bias, directed by Ariana Angelique, and starring Candace Callens. Enjoy the film.
hurts. My skin hurts. Lost the thermometer.
Okay, listen to me, Cassie. I need you to do a couple of things. I need you to get into an ice cold bath. You need to soak in there for about 15 minutes. After you get out of the bath.
Zay Marie Wrights, also known as Xavier Bias, has been a creative storyteller for most of her life. She's always loved writing, but it was not until she started her communications degree at West Virginia State University that she realized she wanted to write for film and television. After an education hiatus, which some of us took those, I totally get what she's talking about, she finished her film degree at the University of the District of Columbia. During her time there, she wrote, directed, and filmed several projects. In 2017, she moved to California to pursue her freelance career as a screenwriter. After kicking self-doubt to the side, Zay branded herself as a writer. You go, girl. I heard that. Kick self-doubt to the side. You know what I'm saying? Go for what you want to do. She co-wrote several episodes of Curious, a web series, contributed to a feature, and was hired to write several short films. Zay is working on several projects that are sure to put her name and talent into the world. If you have any questions for Xavier Bias, please type them into the chat now. So without further ado, please welcome to the virtual stage, Xavier Bias, writer, Ariana Angelique, director, and actress Candace Callens. Xavier, kudos, darling.
you.
Awesome job. I really love one thing I really loved about this movie, honestly, was how you brought awareness to, like, especially when you were thinking about what we're dealing right now with the quarantine, what it would be like, for someone who is isolated or who lives alone and may be sick, and what do you do? And so, for those of us who may not live alone, you kind of brought awareness to that. What made you come up with that concept, or even think about that?
Candace texted me and said, Xavier, please write something. And I was like, but it's due now. And she was like, just do it. I believe in you. And I had 15 minutes before it was due at noon. So I just typed it, and something clicked in my brain of what I could type fast. And I'm like, well, isolation, COVID, let's do it. One actress, we can make it happen. Turn it into two actresses, because then I added a doctor as I was typing. And in 15 minutes of writing, this is what I came up with.
And smart writing too, because you made it very easy for you to be able to shoot this during quarantine, kind of limiting your locations, limiting the number of people, so making it a little bit easier to do a film like this. So Ariana, as a director, and so also writer-director, what was it like for you to, one, direct someone else's work, and then, put your own personal spin on it, but visually telling the story that someone else wrote is what I'm trying to say. Sorry, I can't spit it out.
Yeah,
so
sure.
what was it like for you to visually tell a story that someone else wrote?
It was definitely different as my first time directing. I think my true passion lies in directing. Because I was an actress, I'm able to sort of understand actors and sort of direct them, I think. And so when I got the script from Zay, there was little to no dialogue. So I saw it as a challenge. I've never actually shot as a cinematographer either. And I had an iPhone 11 at the time. So I said, you know what, this could be awesome, or it could be really bad, but we're going to try it.
Right.
And of course, Candace is fantastic. We're close friends. So we were sort of together during the lockdown. And so I just, I took the opportunity to play with different angles. I mean, I think my signature angle is definitely the bird's eye view, which I love. And yeah, so it was different. I wanted to make sure that I put, Zay's passion into it, but also, sort of put my own passion and also worked with Candace, and she was really great to work with. And it was a really awesome experience. I think for this particular short, I learned more than I would have ever learned. I think I had to do everything myself, including lights also. And so it was definitely awesome. I think kudos to both Zay and Candace. This is my first time seeing it, and I want to watch it again. I'm excited. It was really, really great.
That's awesome. And especially because I know, taking someone else's work and being able to visually tell a story, especially if it's limited dialogue, it really is on you to kind of give life to that story. And,
Sure.
Ariana, kudos to you for not directing one, but two movies for your first time during quarantine. That is pretty amazing.
Thanks for the challenge. I wouldn't have done it otherwise. So thank you.
Xavier, really quick. So for you, watching someone else direct your work, what was that like for you? Because you've directed before previously as well. So what was it like to have someone else direct your work?
It was good. It was like the weight lifted off my shoulders, because when I was thinking about the competition, I was like, the challenge, I was like, I don't want to direct. So to see what Ari was directing with her angles and different shot choices, and we had a lot of options to use. And then since Candace was in the tub, the bird's eye view worked for the overhead shot worked really, really well. And then my editor, Brianna, she actually like doubled or tripled that moment when Candace was in the tub, and it was like, and it was like repetitive, but it looked and worked so well. And the black and white choice was Ari's because of the lighting differences from room to room. So by putting it in black and white, it worked, but then it helped elevate the film overall, from the music, the lighting, the angles, and then having an awesome director who directed Candace and actually put her into ice cold water.
Oh, wow.
I did do that, and I'm not sorry about it.
Okay, so Candace, first of all, I feel like you are the star tonight since you are in so many films this evening. But first, I want to hear, what was that ice water experience like for you?
Woo!
Ooh, thank you so much for that, Ari. She told me that, and this is my first time working with Ari. We're close friends, but this is our first time working together as director, DP, and actor. And she's amazing to work with. She was like, I'm not putting you in comfortable water. You're not going to be in a nice warm bath. I want you to feel it, and I want to get your first initial reaction, which really helped me to go there as an actor.
Awesome. That's pretty amazing. And what's it been like for you? I mean, like I said, I know you're in several films. You're actually in my film that we'll see later tonight. But how has it been for you kind of acting during the social distancing mandates, you know, with all that on you and not having, well, in this case, because you guys are close and you were quarantining with her, you were able to be with the director. But I know even with my project, you weren't able to. So what's that been like for you?
Definitely a huge challenge. As an actor, you're used to just worrying about dialogue and action. You don't have to worry about hair and makeup and wardrobe and even lighting. Even though I didn't have to light myself, I was constantly asking, how am I lit? Am I looking okay in this shot? You know, having to worry about props and everything. So it really did challenge me as an actor and to expand my, my craft, to learn how to do other things and to know what to pick out for film. So that way, when I go onto a set, maybe hopefully in 2021, I can actually be aware of other things and not just acting. So it was a great challenge.
Awesome. So we have a couple questions from the audience. One was, I love that it was done in black and white. It gave a very artistic, cool feel. What was the inspiration behind that?
I think for me, it was a dark feeling. The whole thing was dark. And so I thought personally, by adding color, my apartment is pretty colorful, and I have blue and gold. And I thought I think the black and white kept it in that sort of dark realm personally. That's what I chose.
Awesome. And then another question we have from the audience was, what software did you use to edit iPhone footage?
That would be for
Xavier. Do you know what your editor used to edit the?
Answered in the chat.
One more time.
She answered in the chat. I think it was Adobe Premiere Pro.
Gotcha. All right. And then our last question is for Candace. As an actress, how did you grow from this experience?
I honestly think this was one of my best roles. I loved the script. I was so proud of Zay for writing something. And once I read it, I was like, this is my wheelhouse. No dialogue, and just being able, well, very few dialogue, and being able to just use my actions and to just go there and really feel that experience. That really pushed me as an actor, and I cannot wait to just keep challenging myself and pushing myself from here on out. It was hard, but definitely an amazing experience to really feel that pain and feel the heat and having to crawl on the floor and really have a destination to try to get to the tub. Huge challenge, but so rewarding.
That is awesome. Well, thank you, ladies, so much. You guys did an excellent job. You should be very proud of yourselves. Thank you for joining us tonight and for answering the Lazaretto challenge.
Thank you so much.
You.
Okay, so our next movie answers when quarantine movie night goes wrong. And we're not talking about tonight. Tonight, quarantine movie night's not going to go wrong. But this is what could happen when quarantine movie night goes wrong. Don't Speak, written and directed by Tay Daz, is up next. Enjoy the film.
Hello? Are you there? Simone! Simone! contracted the virus, and it will spread fast if you try to talk. So don't speak. If you speak, the virus can spread 1,000 times faster, and it will kill you. Are you alone?
I ain't got no virus. I was watching Sister Sexy. I laughed so hard. Fell off the bed choking.
Bitch, bye.
Tay Daz is a Florida native and graduate from Everest University with the Associates of Science in Film and Video. She is experienced director of photography and producer. Daz has been a winner of the California Film Award, finalist in the Urban World Teleplay Competition, and finalist in BET's Wrap It Up Screenplay Competition. She has received official selection for the Peachtree Village International Film Festival and official selection for the Ohio Independent Screenplay Awards. And what's not listed here is she is the other half of the dynamic duo 1025 Productions, which we saw her filmmaking partners movie earlier this evening. So if you have any questions for Tay, now is the time to type them in the chat. Without further ado, please welcome to the virtual stage, Tay Daz and Navia Mann.
Hello.
Hey guys.
Hey, how you doing?
Welcome. Okay, so I have to tell you, I absolutely love your film. It makes me crack up so much. I love the choice of starting kind of sinister and then kind of going to like, really? Girl, bye. You know, like
Yeah.
I love that. So what gave you that concept, Tay? Where did you come up with that?
Just just thinking of things that we can do in like different parts of the house. And I went through like a few concepts of turning like certain areas of the house into a creepy moment. Didn't know if I want to stay with a creepy moment or go with a funny moment. And I figured, since it was pretty down and dark and everything happening with the quarantine, I kind of wanted to, make people laugh, to feel kind of good about it. Even though it started off dark, we ended up somewhere good and positive and funny.
You did an excellent job with that. I absolutely loved it.
Thank you.
So, Navia, I know being married to a filmmaker means you probably get dragged into a lot of stuff.
Yes.
What was it like for you? Like, do you normally, well, first of all, do you act at all, or is this your first time acting?
I don't normally act, but I get drug into her things. So I've been in a couple of her things before, but it's not my thing usually.
No. I don't know. I might think you got that twisted a little bit.
It took some coaching and us going over it and over it again. And I was like, we got to do this. We signed up for this. We got to do it.
Yeah.
So
it was fun. Though.
It was fun. I mean, what is it like though to have your wife direct you? How was that for you?
It was challenging, but it was fun. Yeah.
Because I forget that, she's not officially an actress and stuff like that. So I'm like, oh, we got to do this. I'm losing light. We need to go. I need you to hit this on the nail.
Right. So have you decided, Navi, are you a method actor or do you like to imagine yourself in the situation? Like, what have you come up with as an actress?
I'm not an actress. I like my desk job.
I hear you. You like working behind the scenes. She's not giving herself enough credit.
Yes.
She does a lot behind the scenes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I'm better behind the scenes, but I like to help out. So whatever I can do to help, it was fun helping her. So it was good.
So, Tay, for you, like I said to Charmaine, you are the other half of 1025 Productions. How was it for you not having your filmmaking partner? Because I know you guys share gear and all that good stuff. Although I think you guys joked and said you ended up with all the good gear. So how was that for you?
Yeah. It was pretty challenging only because we had to switch rooms in the house. So it was just me. I was my own grip, director, slate, everything. So, I was like, I know you here in spirit, so I just knocked it out. We took one day and one evening and just knocked out. But yeah, I really like my team. The people we work with is very, 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 very talented. And we're very, very, very grateful for having them. And it's very challenging to do it by yourself. So
we missed them a lot.
Yeah.
But one thing I do love about you guys, and I brag on 1025 Productions all the time, because both you and Charmaine, you guys don't wait for anyone to give you anything. And I like to share that about you guys, because I think a lot of times as filmmakers, we forget that. And we, we're waiting for someone to pick up our project, or we're waiting for someone to accept our script or accept us as an actress. But you guys still do that. You'll pitch your projects to network or whoever, but then you're still not waiting. You're like, okay, well, we're going to get started on shooting it. And then we'll, if we get picked up, awesome. But if not, that's okay. And I love that about you guys. And I love that you took this challenge and that you still presented a film, even though you didn't have your filmmaking partner. So congratulations.
Right. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. And thank you for creating this platform and creating the group and the community in general. I mean, I tell you this all the time. I mean, you have something really, really special here. And, we're super blessed to have met you. And this has been a solid group since like day one. And it's been a great experience to watch it grow. You've grown so much in your craft, and even with this group. And I think our future is bright, man. And I was looking forward to 2020, but I think 2021 might be our year where we all come together and do just one big production, one feature. Like, we can do this. I'm really looking forward to growing with the group as well.
Yeah.
Thank you, Tay. Thank you so much for saying that. It really means a lot to me. This group is definitely the driving force that keeps me going. And you guys pushed me to want to do this quarantine film challenge. So thank you so much. You guys have a great
We help
night.
each other.
That's right.
You too.
Have a good night. We'll see you later.
All right. Okay. Bye-bye.
All right. Our next film shows when a corrupt government forcibly imprisons 35% of its population, a group of women band together to breach the system. Lazaretto was written by Christina Wren and is featuring Sadaka Camille. Enjoy the movie.
My name is Euphilia Amun. I'm a blood type fugitive, on the run. I haven't touched another human in 7.5 months. My father doesn't know if I'm even alive. I've been looking for a crack in the system, a way to break the dam. Looks like nature has a way of doing it herself.
Security forces at Alpha Risk lockdown facilities have abandoned their posts to quarantine at home. As we know, many in forced lockdown had 0 symptoms, but after nationwide testing, anyone with blood type A was forcibly removed from their homes and moved into the retirement facilities emptied by the first wave of the disease. We go now inside one of the facilities with local resident Samir Bhatt, whose pregnant wife Callie is now trapped inside.
They haven't brought our meals in 3 days. I'm gonna pass out. I should have gotten my monthly urine test kit at the door yesterday. I haven't seen an OB or had an ultrasound, blood work, anything in 4 months. Tell them we need food. We need doctors. I'm begging. Someone please open the door! We'll die in here if someone doesn't dismantle the system!
At first, we thought it was nothing, or almost nothing. Then the number of sick, dead was staggering. No authority wanted to take blame. The first wave of the disease was managed so poorly. People were hungry. Riots broke out. The government was desperate to appear in control. And that's when the forced lockdowns began. Population control. A way to immediately get 35% of the population off the streets, locked up. I created a system meant to protect us in the face of a possible global war. They took that shit and turned it against the people.
What? This is it. Our chance to get you out. Are you sure there are no guards there? What are you talking about? I saw it on the news. Guard staff all abandoned. This outbreak is proof that it's not the type A's pushing this disease. Even with you guys all locked up, it's still doing this thing. We can use this as leverage to get you out. Get millions of people their freedom, families' lives back, starting with you. Nora! Nora! Have you eaten in 3 days? I don't know. Maybe not. Is there anyone else around you? Do you know your neighbors?
Oh, yeah. I baked cookies for Laverne on Tuesday, and Charlene moved in last week. We all had a potluck.
You know what? Figure out who's around you, okay? I'm on my way. Fucking detectives. Call Eumelia on speaker.
Gemma, hey.
Are you still on the outside?
Haven't caught me yet.
I need you to distract the coppers for me.
Gem, I'm risk level 5. They'll annihilate me.
Exactly. Get them off my ass. I'm about to break the system. Hell yeah.
Honey, you have to calm down, okay? I'm doing everything I can to get you out of there, but panicking, it's not...
You don't get to tell me not to panic! You have no idea!
I'm not saying I do, but just for you, for the baby, okay?
It's not right! Oh,
Yo!
Somebody here? What? Hello? Hello?
Hi, hello. Somebody's coming to get us. Put on your panties or whatever.
Shit! Nora, do you know anything about the security system here?
Only what I could hear. There was a call system from the opening gate and then another scanner from the main entrance. I can hear another door slam when they deliver our food.
God damn it!
The fuck, Gemma?
I can't even get into the complex.
There's an emergency release. It would literally open the floodgates at every location, but it can only be tripped by an active god.
Well, do it!
Gem, I can't just... You have to be level Apex security.
Laz.
The threat of this disease is real. It's grave, and it's upon us. I have dedicated my life, my career, you motherfucker. The threat of this disease is real. It's grave, and it's upon us. I have dedicated my career to the security of the people of this great nation. And I'm only one step away from being your next undersecretary. Yeah, boy, you got this. Come on. Gemma? The fuck? No.
Hey, Laz, we're ready in the studio to patch you into the contactless interview, okay?
Do it.
All right.
Thanks for having me on. The threat of this disease is real. It's grave. And it's upon us.
Just breathe through it, like squat or something. Hello?
Nora, call Laz.
No.
Call Laz now. I just saw the news. He got promoted. He's level Apex now. He can help trip the security system.
And risk his entire career / life.
He loves you.
He hates me, Gemma.
You fucked up, but he has the inability to stop loving you.
I can't.
Fucking call him!
I cheated on him.
What?
So...
You said you dumped him.
Well, I lied. I can't call him.
What was that?
My next door neighbor might be pushing a baby through her vagina.
You know what? Get over yourself and call Laz.
A police chase is underway, pursuing former tech executive Euphilia Amon. Amon has been at large for over 3 months after evading Project Antigen Task Force. Amon is on record as having blood type A and is facing criminal charges for mass endangerment.
I knew the deliveries were from you. You should be staying with me.
It's too much of a risk, and you know that.
Yuffie, you're my daughter. You're worth the risk.
Dad, you already have asthma. There's no way.
This isn't living. I can't go out. I can't be seen anywhere, or they'll lock me up. Life is meant to be shared. You're my life. Honey, you're it. What is that?
You'll have everything you need. I promise.
Baby, where are you?
I'm running out of time. The motion detector scanned me.
Give me Laz's number.
What?
Promise you'll take care of my dad and get me Laz's number. He can arrest me if he trips the system, okay? There's a way to fake the multi-agent check. Just patch me through to him.
No. You'll go down.
Jim, if we do this now, under the current lockdown, there's no way they could round everyone back up again. Save Nora. Save thousands. Get me Laz. Change caller ID to the Secretary of Homeland Security. Passcode 031219.
Mr. Secretary. Hello.
Laz, been a minute.
The fuck is this?
Euphilia, a moon.
I can't be talking to the FBI's most wanted youth.
Look, I am turning myself into you. You'll be a hero. Whatever promotion you want, I'm sure will be yours. Or Nora's gonna die. Look, I don't have time. Just listen.
Hey! Hey, I'm coming!
Christina Wren is co-founder of the production company Two Kids with a Camera and has produced branded content for clients including Travel Channel, HGTV, PBS, and Discovery Digital. She produced 80 live-action segments of the Emmy Award-winning children's show Daniel's Tiger's Neighborhood, as well as wrote and starred in the indie feature film Soledad. I'm sure I'm butchering that, so we're gonna get the correct pronunciation when I introduce Christina. The web series Half Sisters and America, a Love Song, and the comedy series Hickster, which is awesome, and I highly recommend you check out. I always cheer that on. It is an awesome web series, and we're gonna have her tell us where you can watch that. A graduate of New York University's Tisch Drama School, she is most known for stating the obvious in Man of Steel, claiming that Superman is kind of hot, which I totally agree with her on that. If you have any questions for Christina, now is the time to type them into the chat. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the virtual stage Christina Wren and actress Sadaka Camille. Hey guys.
Hey.
Okay, so I have to ask you this because you picked an audacious film to do for your quarantine film challenge. I mean, that was like I don't even have words. What made you, first of all, how was that for you shooting all those different actors? I think you have the most actors. If there was an award for the most actors in a quarantine film, it would go to you, Christina. So how did that work for you? How was this experience for you?
Oh, it was so joyful. Like all of them are friends of mine. And it was interesting. When I asked them to do it, I honestly felt like, oh my gosh, I'm asking them this huge favor. They have to costume themselves, film themselves, light themselves, you know. And what I realized once we were doing it was everyone was so hungry for the work and to do something other than just quarantine and sort of feel sad. And it was really communal. It was kind of emotional, actually, just getting to connect and spend some time together and doing it over something that we all feel passionate about. So it was really like quite soul satisfying.
That's awesome. And that's awesome that they were so willing to do that, because I totally agree. It's a lot to ask people, okay, now you have to light yourself. No, move the camera here. Okay, that's great. Now slowly pull the camera towards you. Okay, great. Now we're going to try to get a wide shot. Like people don't know what it takes to do that. And you did a great job. You and Demetrius, your husband who directed it, did an awesome job. And you starring in it. How is that? I'm sure I know you guys work together a lot. And I know I butchered the name of that movie. What's the name of the other movie?
Oh, saudade. It's a Brazilian word. It's actually saudade, but the way that they say it in the film is saudade. Well, yeah, my husband and I have worked together since before we were even dating. So we have the luxury of a shorthand with each other for sure. And he's super gifted. I'm really lucky to have him as a partner. But what was really cool was that everyone was filming themselves. And so he was directing, like Sadika's son was filming her, and he did an amazing job.
Yes, he did.
And so, yeah, you should talk about that actually. And what was that like for him? Yeah.
Yes, Sadika, what was this like for you, having your son be your DP?
It was amazing. He got to kind of boss me around a little bit, so I'm kind of, you know, be the boss of me a little bit, and it was good for him. Luckily, he's taking video production classes and things like that, so a lot of the language and stuff that probably I didn't even know when Demetrius was directing him. My son kind of knew, okay, let's do this or let's do that. So he was actually excited. He was like, okay, let's do that. It wasn't a chore for him to, you know, shoot his mom. And then some things I know I just wanted him to be right. You know, you just get in mommy mode, and I'm like, okay, do you have this right? But Christina and Demetrius, I had to learn to like let them do their job and tell him what to do, and me just be the actress and not try to direct him. So it was good, and I saw him be excited. He asked me, he's like, "Mom, did they give you the footage back? Were you able to see it?" Like, I should have probably had him on. He's keeping our dog in check. Wow. But he was so, after he sent the things to them, his, you know, what he recorded and stuff, he was just like, what did they say? How did it come out okay? Like, he was just so into
He was great. He did such a great job. Yeah.
I was so proud of him. So proud of him.
Wow, that's pretty awesome. And what was it like for you, Sadika, to be directed via FaceTime or Zoom? You know,
it was actually fine. I was nervous as an actress, like, oh, am I home? You know, just doing it this way. I haven't done it this way. Now I'm auditioning more this way, and it's just I don't want to say weird, but it's just a new way of doing things. So making sure like you're looking right and all this stuff, doing it on Zoom and all these things. So I was a little nervous, but at the same time, I mean, just looking at this film, you know, I was able, Christina shared the film and we did a read through of it in the workshop when you guys were sharing your ideas. And I'm like, oh, this is like, wait a minute, this is a television show.
Right.
I was like, this is something that's on TV, that's a movie. And so just to be a part of that as an actress and see all the intricate detail, just to see, you know, this is my first time kind of seeing it. Y'all made me log off so we can make sure. I'm like, what's happening? What's going on?
You ain't supposed to be telling what happens behind the scenes.
Sorry, sharing the secret. But I'm like, oh my goodness, I knew, you know, when we were reading and the writing, I'm like, okay, I hope maybe he asked me to be a part. It was just so exciting as an actress, and like to see the final product is just amazing. It's just, and this was done in a quarantine. We didn't get to see each other. Everybody had to do, and just seeing all the other actors is like, oh my goodness, really, really, and it looks amazing. It looks amazing. It looks amazing.
Exactly. And that's kind of my question for you, Christina. Like, this is such a big piece. Like, I want to know what happens. Like, what happens to the ladies? Why is the government doing this? There are so many questions I have that, I mean, are you thinking of later making this a feature or a web series? Or, I mean, I know you got a lot on your plate with Two Munchkins, another web series, but I mean, people are going to want to know what happens in this world. What are you thinking of doing with this?
Yeah, it's so funny. When I wrote it, it was just a one-off piece, but from that reading to the actors and anyone I've showed it to since, this is the response of like, what happens? Is it a trailer for something? And so it's had me thinking about what comes next. So I have some ideas of where I would like it to go. So I need to, find a little more time to sit down with it. But I've really been just trying to pull apart, for me, if I were to grow it, the circumstances we're in have evolved so much since I wrote this.
Right.
And when I first wrote it, it seemed crazy. And now it's like almost less crazy than what we're dealing with.
Feeling like
reality. So, yeah. And so now I'm going, okay, well, what do I want to say? Like, what do I want these women who I've set up, like, how have I set them up, and where would their journeys naturally go? But also, you know, yeah, what do I want them to do in the world? And and for me, this is like the dystopian futuristic world genre is my absolute favorite, and I've been really afraid to tiptoe into it because I just feel like it's hard to do well. Your world building, and you know, I like love Handmaid's Tale and Children of Men and things like that, and I've just been really intimidated to try. So this was a good, also kind of safe space to say, okay, it's a film challenge in my group of women that I feel safe with, and I'll just ask some friends to help. And so it's been cool that people seem to be interested in it, and makes me go, okay, well, all right, let me see if I can do a little something with it. I'm still a little intimidated, but
well, fear no more, darling, because you did an excellent job and people want to know what happens next. And so we have a few questions from the audience. One person said, such inspiring work. What did you shoot on, and did you use any stock footage?
We did use stock footage. All of it's shot on mostly iPhones. I think there was one Samsung phone, but it's all shot on cell phones. And then we did use some stock footage. So we got lucky when we were filming downtown. There were some helicopters flying over us. So
you got
and we did. And Demetrius was filming me driving, but I could see it, and I was like, get the helicopter, you know. So he, you know, would pan up and get it. And at one point, there's one, you know, behind me in the car. But we did use some stock footage of helicopters, and we used some stock footage. Some of the facilities and things were, you know, just driving downtown, but in Los Angeles, but some of them are also stock footage, like the hallway of the facility that the women are in, because they were, you know, filming in their own homes. So we wanted something to kind of set up that they were in the same space.
And they're also asking, did you use drones at all, or was it mainly those overhead shots or stock?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yes.
And how many days did it take to film is one of the questions.
We shot about 2 hours with each actor. Myself being the one odd man out. We have 2 kids. We have a 2.5-year-old and a 1-year-old. And so we had to do it. Partly why my whole thing is in the car is I knew I could put them to nap in their car seats and that we could film me driving. And so but once I would wake up, that was it.
You need behind the scenes of that. Please tell me.
I know. I have a couple little videos. I have to dig them up. The hard part, but then they would just freak out sometimes. You're like, well, that's a wrap. Okay. So it took us 3 days to film my footage. And I feel like in the end, I'm talking a lot more quietly than I think the character would be, but I was so afraid to wake them up.
I don't blame you.
Yeah.
And I just want to add on to that, because even when we were shooting, you know, she would have the baby, and I'm like, this woman is amazing. Even as, you know, I'm a single mom, and I totally get, you know, juggling things, and to put this all together, 2 babies, a husband, and you're, you know, trying to, it's just like kudos. It's just, it's unbelievable to see the passion and just following through, because, you know, we could use that as an excuse, like, oh, my baby's and I got so much to do, but she just didn't. She, you know, had this vision and completed it with 2 kids in tow. It's just amazing, and not like just like they're like babies.
Right. And inspiring to other female filmmakers who, like you said, Sadika, feel like they can't do it because they have children, because they have a lot on their plate. Like, you need to do a little behind the scenes video of that, because I know, you know, even with your other projects, Christina, you still kept plugging along. You're pregnant. You know, you just keep going. And that's an inspiration to a lot of female filmmakers who feel like they can't do that. So I definitely think you need to share behind the scenes. Just saying, that's a little side movie, you know, just
right. I should. Yeah, I think in some ways for me, it's almost because of the expectation I had a manager when I first got pregnant who essentially told me I would never work again. And I was like, you're fired. And I think almost for me, that type of thing is what makes me be like, F anyone who thinks a mama can't do this, I'm gonna figure it out. That's it puts the fire under my butt, you know? And yeah, and I mean, and it's also like having really gracious actors because like Sadika said, I mean, we were passing back and forth babies and I would come in and kind of look at a take and then Demetrius would come in and direct and I was in the other room and then they would text us stuff and we'd watch it while I'm like bouncing a kid, you know? So it also is about having a community that's okay with that. Yeah. And like Anisha, who plays Callie, that's her actual husband and kids.
Okay.
So, you know, we cast them. So she was also having to, they were trying to keep the kids quiet when they weren't filming so she could do her scenes, but they were having to like run out and give them snacks. And, and it was just like, yeah, it takes a village of people who are down and supportive of that. But I think the more that we do it, and you're right, like the more that we proclaim.
Okay, so Christina, we love you. You did an excellent job. I'm sorry, I don't know what happened just then, but we love you. Did an excellent job, and we thank you so much for not only being a brave mommy, actress, writer, producer, but for sharing your story and taking the challenge to do a movie so audacious during the quarantine. So our final movie of the evening tells us when a young woman struggles to make a difficult decision regarding a loved one amidst the pandemic. And first of all, I want to say this is just my honor to share my film with you. It was definitely a labor of love, and I'm so honored that I was able to present my movie during this quarantine film challenge. Please enjoy our final film of the night, Harper and Kelly, a Lazaretto love story.
The highest good we can strive for is to live with happiness and contentment. What is happiness? To be happy is to take events that life delivers to us in a jubilant and cheerful manner. Webster's dictionary defines contentment as the ability to be happy enough with what one has or is, not desiring something more or different to be satisfied. The Bible tells us to bless those who persecute you, for you are a child of God.
My glory, that's a beautiful love story. I remember
Oh, that one you're doing. Let me do that one again.
We used to go to the theater and see Jeanette MacDonald and Nelson Eddy in a movie called Hillside Over the Mountain.
You're gonna wear out your socks. You keep doing that.
How's that working for you? Loud enough?
No, but it'll do.
Turn to the news. I hear there's 1,500 new cases as of this morning.
I don't want to watch the news. It's depressing and not helpful.
There's a new vaccine. It's supposed to be great. The best vaccine ever.
Yeah, well, the last one turned people into...
Check out this new song I've been working on. Fly.
She's serving full course meals of pleasure.
Oh, yeah, that's funky. Come dance with me.
Absolutely not.
What you mean absolutely not? Girl, you better come over here and...
Please stop. I am embarrassed for you.
Oh, that's funky. You smell something? I smell something. Because it's funky in here. Oh!
It is funky, but these lyrics.
Hey, those lyrics are no worse than anything you hear on the radio right now. Come on. Oh! Dig! Get that shovel in there and dig, girl. Oh!
All right, sir. Dance party's over. I need to start dinner.
Cool. What are we having? I vote for canned corn.
I think we're going to have tuna because I have a couple ripe tomatoes and I need to use them before they go bad.
Sounds good. Tuna it is, with a side of canned corn.
Yes, darling.
I love it when you talk to me, Dorothy.
Hey.
Hey, are you okay?
Fine.
How's Kelly? Is he still running a fever?
Nope.
He sounded pretty sick last time I talked to you.
I said he's fine.
No, you said you were fine.
Nurse Layla, you know I love you, but we're good over here.
Mom's coming down here. Then we're going towards the mountains. You guys should come with us. Ronnie's dad has a cabin out there.
I don't know. Let me talk to Kelly.
Look, Harp, people are becoming monsters, and this vaccine may not work. Do you really want to take your chances out here?
Our neighborhood is quiet.
There is hardly any food left in the store, and people are starting to loot. And don't get me started on the president being an idiot and insisting that everything is okay when it's not.
Layla, I'm good. Stop worrying.
Okay, fine. But don't tell me to stop worrying, because that's what sisters do.
I love you too.
I'll call you later.
All right. Bye.
We begin today with breaking news.
The vaccine that the president promised would be our relief has failed, causing many Americans who were previously experiencing mild symptoms to develop open sores and lash out violently. Californians are urged to stay indoors. If you or a loved one are experiencing symptoms, isolate, the president states. We will have a much better vaccine soon that will counter the effects many are experiencing. But will it be too late?
Broke your foot off in this one.
I made you canned corn too.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about. Canned corn. Ain't nothing like canned corn. That's good eating. That's good eating.
Harper! Harper!
Yeah, what's going on?
What's going on? Are you kidding?
No, did I miss something?
Listen, we are in a state of emergency. We have to evacuate first thing in the morning.
What?
The governor said our area is unrecoverable. All healthy people have until tomorrow to get out of town.
What?
Look, we are coming to get you guys, then we're going to the mountains. So pack a bag.
No, you don't have to.
You listen to me. This is not up for discussion. Get your shit together and we'll be there soon.
Harper. Harper, look at me. It's time to go, Harper.
I love you.
I love you back.
Hey, Layla. I'll be right out.
We have just wrapped for the day from our quarantine Lazaretto film challenge. The lovely zombie. Are you all right?
Well, first of all, I have to thank my family for helping me make this film. Every single one of them stepped out of their comfort zone. So, Kelly is my significant other, and he is not an actor. He's a musician who normally scores all my movies. So, it was definitely taking him out of his comfort zone to act, but he did an excellent job. My sister is a makeup artist, but she doesn't do special effects makeup, and she did an excellent job turning John into a zombie. She did a great job of making all those sores look oozy and gross. And then my brother-in-law, Scotty Pierce, whose company is also one of the sponsors of this event, Scotty did an excellent job DPing. Like, I'm so proud of all of them. He got all the shots exactly like how I envisioned, and it was just awesome. I'm just so moved that I was able to create the vision I thought of with the crew who had no experience. It just meant the world to me. So I'm going to bring Scotty Pierce, my brother-in-law, to the virtual stage so we can talk a little bit about what it was like for him being under my direction as an actress and the director, and just doing something he's never done for the first time. So Scotty, come join me, darling. Come on over here. Say hi to the people.
Hey, everybody.
So what was it like for you to DP a film? What was that like for you?
I was totally super excited. I didn't know what to expect when I got the call. At first, it was just equipment, I believe. Right. And seeing how...
I was like, where's the fog machine? Can you bring the fog machine?
And just, getting into where we were shooting at with Londi and her breaking down what the vision was. And I was like, wait, hold on. Maybe I could do something else. And she just started explaining everything to me. And I would say it came natural for me to enjoy it. I wouldn't say that I did everything right the first time, but it came natural for me to be very enthused about participating in a film. So it was, and she was a great director. Great director. She gave me a lot of slack when I messed up on stuff. But we had a great time shooting this film.
We did as a family. Like, I would bring my sister in here, but she's keeping my niece off of camera because of Jazzy. Auntie loves you, but Jazzy likes to be the star of everything. So if I brought my sister in, Jasmine would take over the show. But all of them, like Deandra did an excellent job with the makeup. And she too. I was like, okay, so I want him to have these sores. And she was like, you do know this is not what I do, right? I do beauty. Like, she does beauty and glamour. I said, I know, but I have faith in you could do it. Watch some YouTube videos. And when I tell you she pulled it off like a pro that she is and the perfectionist that she is, I was just in awe. Like, everyone did an excellent job. And what I love too about you is you took direction so easily and so well. And he was eager. Like, he's making it sound like he messed up, but honestly, you figure things out very quickly. I keep telling him that. Like, you're awesome.
Film was never my thing, and I never thought I would even want to do film like that. But once I started, I got super excited about it. And the way she was explaining stuff to me, because I had been on a couple of sets of commercials and stuff like that, but never like in a film setting. So when I actually began to see things come how she explained them, and then I started referencing other movies, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's how they did that? Oh, this is crazy. Okay, what else can we do? What else can we do? And she's, telling me all about all the names, rack focusing and all, you like that shot, didn't you? I love that shot. And when she explained it to me, it was very visual in my head, and I was able to capture it on film. So it was just a great enjoyment for me, and this will not be my last for sure.
Oh, yay! That's awesome to hear. And all the members of Women of Color Filmmakers, they understand, because I'm always, when we do a script to screen, I'm like, okay, what kind of shot was that? So they can totally feel your pain, and they all know what rack focus is, because I'm always on them about that. But that's awesome. Let's see if we have any questions from the audience. Let's see what we got here. Let's see. There's a lot of funny comments. I love the run, Londi, run.
Cry in the car.
Right, girl. Cry in the car. I love that. I love it. How long did this take to shoot? Okay, so funny story. So it was only supposed to take 2 days to shoot. Like they came over for the weekend and we kind of did a family thing. And then me being the perfectionist that I am, it turned into what, 3 weekends? And then me harassing Katya. For those of you who know who Katya Bias is, Katya works with me on a lot of projects. It's like, Katya, what are you doing? You want to help Scotty? So it ended up being about, we had like, I would say 3 days of full shooting and then a couple pickup days. Yeah.
Those full shooting days are like 12 to 16 hours of shooting.
Not 16.
It was close to it.
They were no shoot days though. 12-hour shoot days for sure. Yeah. Let's see. You all did a fantastic job. Do you all think you could make all the films into one movie? That is an excellent question and something we are aspiring to. So you are reading our minds. Thank you very much. But yes, that hopefully is the goal. We would love to do a whole Lazaretto themed movie. Because one, I really believe in uplifting all these ladies and in helping them tell stories in a creative way, and that those stories are different and diverse. So I loved how we all took this one word, Lazaretto, and put our own spin on it. And you had everything from comical to kid-friendly to mine being a little more dark. Christina was on the way to dark with Lazaretto, and then I just kind of took it there by chopping Kelly up. So. But you guys gonna have to stay tuned for all the behind the scenes footage for these videos as well too. I know ours had some crazy behind the scene footage. So when you see those things, make sure you're ready for it because it's pretty funny. Right. So one of the questions was, the special effects were awesome. What did you use for blood? So this is a funny story. So my sister was experimenting with different types of stage blood, right? And we actually did just use stage blood, but then in post we did pump up, a little bit the blood in his face to make it look even more dramatic and gory. But she really did an excellent job with stage blood. But the funny story is, so she's outside in front of our house testing the stage blood, and we have new neighbors. So she's pouring blood on the axe and she's mixing blood and trying to figure out what the best blood concoction is because she was scared to do it in the house and make a mess. And my neighbor was like, hey, what you doing over there? Because she had blood all over this axe and she was like, your neighbor probably is worried. I had to tell him that you were a filmmaker. I was like, you should have told him, I just chopped up my husband. Have a great day. I'm like, but maybe not. He is a new neighbor. He might have taken you seriously. Let's see. Do you have any questions? Demetrius says, long day with nothing to eat except canned corn. That is hilarious. Yes. Let's see. Did John like acting? I'm not sure. So John, he acted, he did those special effects, he scored the movie, he did a lot. And unfortunately, he wasn't able to be here tonight because he is a musician and he is playing at a gig. So he wasn't able to be here, but I would love to ask him because I'm not sure just yet. I think he was just like, when are we going to be done with all of this? But he understands the process. He has scored almost all my film projects. So he gets the process of post-production filmmaking. And now I don't know if I'll be able to drag him into acting another. What do you think?
I hope so, because I think he did a fantastic job. He did a great job. He did an awesome job. I mean, this experience was just crazy. And we live a distance from Landi, and when I got the call, it didn't matter when she was like, well, I'm thinking about having, I'm like, okay, I'm there. Because I knew that every time I was going to be on set, I was going to learn something new, and it just excited me. I don't know how to explain it. Just super excited about every time we begin to shoot because I was learning something different and seeing what the organization that Women of Color Filmmakers, what she's bringing to the table, because I was learning so much and we were doing it on the fly. So I can't imagine, the classes that she's bringing, the instructions that she's bringing and the templates, and me as an AV guy, I'm getting to now see all the equipment that I have and rent out and sell and all that kind of stuff go to work, and see how it actually functions, besides the way that I use it. So I am definitely grateful and appreciative to you for the experience.
I got awesome family, y'all. Well, guys, that concludes our evening. We thank you so much for your support. We hope you continue to follow Women of Color filmmakers. You can always check out our website to learn what is new going on in the organization. And if you are a female filmmaker, we encourage you to join us. We are always looking to be that sounding board for you, that support system, so that you can tell the stories you want to tell. You are not alone. Like you heard Christina say, she was a mom with 2 babies, sleep in the car while she hurries up and shoots her scenes. We want to make sure we're that support system. So, if you're a woman who maybe this is, you're vintage like me, I'm not older, I'm vintage. So maybe you're starting this career later in life. We are that support system for you. If you're a young person and you want to dive in and learn, we are that support system for you. So I thank you guys so much for supporting us. We truly appreciate you. We hope to see you again soon and have an awesome evening. Thank you from Women of Color Filmmakers.